Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. So we'll do it like this. We'll sort of feather that in, and rather than all natural stone up there, we'll feather in a little bit of that, like that, and then we'll switch through with, that's like the wood chip stuff. We're going to do a little bit of that underneath the trees right here. Just because I can. I'm not going to make a habit of, like, really going all out on the natural kind of stuff here. But I kind of like the idea of doing it occasionally. Just bringing in a little bit. This over here, I've got a bit of grass in here. So I'm just going to put a few spots of grass up on here like this, and we've got the natural bits of stone, so it's not all going to be grass here. Like it's a bit patchy up on here because of the amount of stone that's here as well. So down here I want a couple of little bits just on the bank as well, like that. So we've got some patches of grass coming in, and there's a bit more up there like that. That's going to look pretty good. And then a bit more along the bottom over here. And you've got to remember that the edge of our field's going to be out here somewhere. It's not going right in tight. So we do want to grow this back a bit. Like that. Let's go to the next one. Now I've got a couple of plants, just a few flowers. We know about those. And bring that up there. And what I haven't done yet, I want to just get this, I haven't grassed this over properly down here, and that's still on my to-do list. A bit more, there's some other weeds up through there. I know we're going to have this bit, it's going to look fantastic, and then the rest of our land is not going to look anything like it. A couple of the red flowers in here, like that. Right, that's grass in there, that's the one that I actually wanted, and I want to bring that in. So I'm going to take that a bit bigger, like that, and this one here, this is going to be like the edge of the field right here, and I'm going to try and just eat back on that stone a bit as well. So I'm just going to put in, I know it's coming out in squares, and yeah, it's not an ideal look, but we got some muddy patches here as well. Okay, so there is a bit of mud around here. I'm getting rid of some of those flowers now. That's not brilliant, but again, we're okay with that. It's a bit muddy on the edge of this field, and that stone there, I wanted to get rid of that. That's out of place right there. Okay. That's everything that we want, I think. I could spend ages working on the appearance of that and beyond just the stuff that I've done. I will just put a couple more bits of those, and there's more down. I'm going to leave that. It's just going to be bare. That's just going to be some extra bare land down here, and we're not going to worry about it. So we're just going to leave it like that. So that's done. We're finished on there. We're not going to do anything else. We're going to take our truck now, and we're going to head on up. So we've got 60,000 litres at the moment, which is not a huge amount, considering how much of that field we've already done. But you've got to remember there is absolutely no fertilizer bonus on that field at the moment. There's no bonuses at all. It won't have been fertilized, and there won't be any extras on there. The one thing with trailers, quite often the one thing with modified trailers, is that they do frequently have, like they're quite unsteady. A bit unsteady on their pins, which can cause problems. I do like the sound of this truck. My only concern is whether or not the truck is going to fit underneath that spout. And yes, it does. We are able to unload on the fly. Fantastic. So we're going to take all of that out of there. We should get the entire field into the truck and trailer, which is fantastic. We have 2,000 euros left. And I've gone and increased my loan in order to be able to do this, which is not wonderful. It's not fantastic, but it's all right. The potatoes, I'm hoping, will help to cover those expenses. So if we just move that out of the way right there, we'll empty all of that out. I will put this one down here. Actually, I'm just going to let that one turn round. No, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive the truck here up over that way, so we've got probably one more full harvest load, which means that we're going to end up with between 100 and 110,000 litres of potatoes. Right now, potato prices, are they anywhere near decent? Well, we haven't got anywhere to store them anyway. 636 at the transport company right there. And the single best price, I'm just trying to get my note here that I've got. Single best price for potatoes we've ever seen is 682. And that is 636. So we'll run them straight down to the transport company to sell them when we eventually get to it. Next on the agenda, I've only got 2,000 euros, which means I very likely... I'm going to take you a minute. And I'm going to take you over to this field, and I'm going to start cultivating this field over here. That's next on our list of things to do. And as soon as I've started that one, we're going to need to get our 2 potato planters full. Because I went and spent so much money on the sculpting of the field up the top, I'm going to need to borrow even more money temporarily just to be able to... Right, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go with the AI extension like that, and I'm just going to run it like that. And let you do a couple passes around the field, I think. And then I don't have to worry about you. I don't have to nurse you with anything. You stay there. And it's you that I want. So yeah, I'm going to need to borrow a bit more money in order to be able to load these 2 up with seed. I don't need to put very much in. I am going to need to put some in because I'm going to want to be doing manual work around the edges of the fields. So I'm going to need probably half full of seed. So I go in here and there's 1,000 and then I've run out of money. Like he's going to go there and then he's going to stop on 3,000 and I've run out of money. So I am going to have to go and borrow another 5 grand. So I'm 20 grand down. But when we sell the potatoes, we'll pay that bit back. That's going to be like our first priority for paying back. So I'm going to fill these to the halfway point like that. I'm going to do the same with fertilizer. So we are spending out a little bit initially. Selling is not going to be a problem because we can unload both of them before we return the planters. And the planters will be able to be returned pretty quickly. Right. Oh, it's liquid, isn't it? Of course it is. There, liquid fertilizer. Start. That's quite expensive, but yeah. This also loads very, very quickly. Okay, so we've got that bit into there. Now we need to unfold it, and unfolding happens like that. It lifts it up into the air. It moves everything round. Lowers it back down and draws it in tight to the front like that. Does a fantastic job. We haven't put fertilizer on these fields. Growth type there. So I've got no fertilizer anywhere on the fields, unfortunately. Lime and ploughing we can ignore. We don't have any issues with that. So we can completely ignore the whole lime ploughing thing. This is our issue right now. With fertilizer is we don't have anything down. So I'm going to start this one off. And once again, we are going to need to do a manual line around the edge first, which does eat into the amount of potatoes that we've got. And I want to be able to get some into the other tractor as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll bring this one in here like that. Pick it up. I'm just going to back you over there. I'm going to unhitch that one. I'm going to go and get the other planter. And we're going to load that one up with seed immediately. So that one's ready to roll. And then we can switch things around. Or we just leave that one over there. And I'll switch back again. This one can go off and do planting in another field in a minute. So I'll bring you over. Half full of seed. Same as we did the last one. And then we put in some fertilizer as well. So we've got seeds in there. We load that one up to about the 4,000 litre mark. Stop right there. That's, well, 3,500. That's fine. We can do 3,500. And we'll probably just use the AI vehicle extension to like do around the edges of the field so that we don't use up too much of the seed. When we go to get rid of these, we can unload the seed and fertilizer into the yard ready, and then go into there, and that's everything. I can't put any more into it at all. I'll leave that seeder there, that planter, so he's ready to go. We can go back over here and grab the other one. We've now spent every penny until we can go and sell those potatoes. And that's kind of... well, I think we're going to be alright with that. Like, the one thing that we do want with those potatoes being sold is a second potato harvester, so that we've got 2 here for when we come to be doing the big harvest across all of the fields. But we don't need to have that immediately. Let's bring you in here like that, lower you in, and off you go again. And now we can work our way up through there, like that. And then once I've done that bit, I'll skip back up and we'll have a look at the potato planter up the top. But this... ooh. I might have to do a second run around here in order to just make sure that this machine is able to get through here with the AI extension. It might not be enough. I'll lower you down there. I know I've kind of left like... oh, wait. It would help if I actually switch the thing back on again. There. It's not quite into the corner of the field there. I don't know if the AI extension is going to get a bit muddled up with that. It may, but hopefully it won't. If I bring you out around... I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Just to make sure that everything does work properly here. If I manually bring you out over this way up to here, and then I'm actually going to just try and bring that round like that, just gently, so that it doesn't try and stop there and it will just travel on round. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this side, right into this corner again, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to give that one more pass. Shouldn't try and go out into the corner itself, I'm hoping. But no, I'm gonna bring that over here, like that, and I'll start. Well, I just start the AI extension from here, I think. Go like that. There. Start you up. He'll move out to the edge. He'll just straighten himself out. Off he goes. And now we're really spending our money. Okay, so that's doing that one there. You over here, you've only got 23,000 litres of potatoes on board. You're doing a grand job. That's good. Let's go and check up on you. That's your second pass around the field. You're going fairly slowly, but you're doing all right, I think. I'm going to let him... we'll just have this one come up to the end over here, and then I'll switch that over to standard AI, and we can then just start that running up and down the field from here, because he's done 2 passes across everything else. So if I switch you round like this, manually engage it onto there, and I do an overlap on here, just in case it's kind of missed a bit anywhere across the field when I'm switching between the 2 different AIs. So bring that back like that, and then have quite a substantial overlap there. Switch that one off like that, and then off you go. Right, so just that first pass has got the bit of overlap. The rest of it should be fine. You go and do that. You up here, I've got work for you to do in a minute. We're going to go and get the plow onto that one, but I just want to see how this one is coping. Slowly. I mean, it's doing it. It is doing it. But my goodness me, that is going to be some slow work for it. Let's just leave that one where he is for a minute and ignore it. And then we've got this bad boy up here, which is really going to be costing us some money. Or it will be soon, because we're going to have to pay for all of the work that it's done, which is going to be a big slug of like 15,000 euros or something obscene. Let that just carry on and do what it's going to do, and yeah, you're fine. All right, let's get this one. We're going to take him all the way back down to the bottom of the yard and unhitch his trailers and then get the plow on, and then we need to get up to the current potato field and get that one all ploughed out. Now, we do have a plough that goes at reasonable speed, so we don't have to worry about that. We just need to get that done before the rest of the potatoes get sort of even close to being planted, so that we can get a planter going on in that field at the same time. So there's a lot of work still to do. We have started our potato harvest early, which I genuinely didn't expect to be doing. I wasn't expecting to buy more land, and I also wasn't really paying attention to the fact that we had potatoes in that field anyway when I first started sort of thinking, oh, we want more land. But I think this is going to work out all right. So we got a little bit of a trial run in there. Sell these potatoes that we get. I'm hoping that's going to be enough then that we can cover the cost of planting, and we can also cover the cost of leasing a second potato harvester, because the second potato harvester is kind of crucial to making all of this work anyway. It's going to take an awful long time to go and harvest all our fields with only one harvester. It is going to be a ridiculous amount of time to go and get everything done like that. So I'm going to get that one hooked on there, and then I'll go up to the top field again. I'm bringing this tractor up here in order to do the ploughing, and it has just occurred to me that this particular tractor doesn't have GPS on it, which is going to be a bit of a problem. We're going to need GPS to be able to do this ploughing properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, I'm going to unhitch it here a second, and I'll just drop that one down there. And then instead of leaving helper I is blocked by an object, you shouldn't be blocked by anything. None of you should be blocked by anything at all. You should be absolutely fine and tickety-boo. I think they are fairly tickety-boo. Yeah, anyway, I need to find the right tractor, because we are minus 1600 at the moment, which means I can't go and use that. And you have got, you have not got. So we've got one tractor, which is this one over here, that has the GPS on it. So we will allow that one to just finish that run right there, just on that side, and then... Right, well, I'll stop him there, actually, and I will just manually finish to the end of the row right there, like that. And then I will bring this one over here, like this. And I will unhitch just here. Then we'll get the other tractor, and we'll bring that one down over here, and that one can start planting this field. The Starer can start working on this field. And looking at where the pattern is up there that I can see, I'm going to want this one sort of basically right on that edge about there. And we'll use standard hired help to finish this field off rather than the AI extension. So if I bring you over this way, that cultivator, we'll go and put that one away in a bit. We won't do that just yet. Let's skip over. Yeah, well, you can finish loading up that one. We don't need to worry about you. I just want to grab you, and I want to get a potato planter onto this tractor, and you can go and start working on that small field. Then I've got one tractor up doing the ploughing. I got one that's finishing off the cultivating, and then I've got one here working on the Tatipo planting. But what I'm thinking, maybe... Yeah, that's on normal. We'll go like that. Put you down in there. And you're fine. There, right. So that should now go and finish doing everything in that field without any problems. You over here, you're going up to do the ploughing. But I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should put that one over there on the cultivator on the potato planter now, and then come back to doing the cultivating in a little bit, so that I've got two potato planters working already, because the potato planting I think is going to take longer than the other jobs. And then once I've done the ploughing up the top, I can get the... because I'll have to get the cultivator going in that field anyway. I can have a third tractor working on the cultivator. And that way I can keep all tractors running at all times. That might be a better way of doing this. Helper G has completed their task. That might actually be a better way of doing this. Right, so if I go over to... First we've got you. We'll turn off that beacon. Like that. And we'll run this one down over here, and we'll unload into that truck and trailer down there so that we can then take these Tatey-Pos off and get them sold. We'll work then on ploughing this field. That's just a small thing to do. That's not going to take us very long to get that done. And, well, not all that long. It would take a little bit of time, I suppose. And then, I also want to go and change that other one over. So I'm going to leave you unloading into there a second. And I'm going to go over to this one. So you've got that small bit left there. And then there will be some more cultivating to do. But I figure that if I've got the other tractor on the cultivator and we got 2 potato planters, maybe that's the way forward. I mean, wait a minute. We could just go and have a look here. How fast do you actually go? I bought max speed, so it's 19. I suppose, actually, it's not going to be a great deal of difference, is it? Alright, no, I'll leave it like that. We'll let that one field of cultivation finish before I go doing anything else, and then we can worry. So that's on 18k, and then the other one is on 21k on here. So yeah, if I let that one finish a minute and then switch over, I don't know. Maybe we just need to do... I'm not going to start that one yet. I'm going to go over here and we're going to do this bit. So I want to move you out of the way first. And we're going to want to get you back down to the farm, but I'm not actually going to drive you back down to the farm just yet. So this one we're going to need to keep on lease until after our potato harvest, the same as the truck. As soon as we've sold these potatoes, I'm hoping that we can get a second one of these and get that one brought over to the... Well, it doesn't need to be brought anywhere. It automatically spawns at the farm, which is how we like things. So I bring you round. You're almost done. And I want to go here. So I've got 102,000 litres of Tatey-Pos. And we are taking those Tatey-Pos to 647, the transport company. Now, that's still actually coming up, so I could, in theory, wait a bit longer before I run down here to the transport company and get a little bit more money. So I think what we will do is we will just get this one off. Helper D has completed their task. That is the potatoes planted already. So I don't need to go and get anything else yet. So that one can stop there. The only concern I've got, well, I do have 102,000, so I've got over 600 per 1,000 litres. I've got 50 grand's worth of potatoes on board, so we're all right at the moment. I just don't want it to go way over that kind of level. You in here, I'm going to take you out, and I'm going to start planting this small field over here with this one. After which, I'm not quite sure. I think by the time I've started planting this one, the time I've done a little bit around the edge, so I'm going to do one pass right here, and this is just going to be standard hired help. I'm going to bring that one up to there. That one is getting closer towards finish. No, I think to balance it, so that we do get all of the planting and everything finished at about the same time. We're not going to have loads left over. Right, if I stop there, and then I bring this one out and turn it, and bring it over here like this. Back you up. Something like that, and... Right. Off you go. You trundle up across the field right there. We'll keep an eye on you, and we can sort of watch that cultivator. I'm still umming and ahhing about whether I should start planting and leave the cultivating until I've done the ploughing. I just need to get this one up the other end of the field so that I can do a pass along the bottom end of the field down there just to keep things tidy, and then we'll set the hired help going on the opposite side of the field and leave it to run. We shouldn't need to do anything else. The only downside we got is the massive amount of money that is ticking down right now on this planting job. And that is a significant speed that money is ticking down. Now, 649, the highest price that we have seen. If I can just find my bit. Here we go. Right, I've got my bit of paper. I've got my post-it note, the all-important post-it note. 682 is the highest I've seen. So we're not far off of the highest price that I have ever seen on here. So I'm not expecting it to go very much more than that. So I'm actually thinking it might be a better idea if we were to go and sell everything right now before we do too much in the way of planting, and then get the second potato harvester, because otherwise, by the time we have planted all of the potatoes across all of our fields, we may not have enough money to be able to go and get the second potato harvester that we're going to need for doing our harvest. We need a second harvester. We're not going to be able to do this without two harvesters, right? It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to bring you back over here. So in order to properly facilitate that, I think it would be best if we were to leave... Wait a minute. That doesn't look like it's properly planted, that bit right down at that bottom end. So I will do it like that. And then go. Right. I'll leave the cultivator going at the moment and just have one potato planter, and we will take this one on down to the transport company. So we're going to go this way to the transport company, and there we go with our truck. I love this truck. I love this truck. Let's get it into the sunlight a bit, though, shall we? There we go. Look at that. Look at that beauty. You know, I'm going to come out here, and I'm going to admire it properly. There we go. Your cosplay expert in an alternate universe, Frithgar. I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. We got the Frith Ginger pulling it as well. What a beast. Right, anyway, let's get this thing on the road. It's got a nice lot of horsepower under the bonnet, this thing has, and it's got a substantial capacity as well, which is very, very helpful. In order to get over to the transport company, though, we've either got to go across the bridge here and along that way, or we go up that way. Now, that's the more scenic route, but we haven't been up round there on this map yet, and this one does have a 100 km/h top speed on it, so we will go on the scenic route, drive on up through here. Like that. It's only a little back, sort of back road up here. Oh, the sounds on this truck are amazing. We got engine braking and everything. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And then along here, so we're sort of behind. That's where the sheep would be if we were to have sheep. We're not having sheep though. And then you've got all of this in here. That field in there can be turned into one big field. And then this one up here can be widened. And this track I'm driving along right now can be gotten rid of. And then you leave the track going around the top. Or you can do it the other way around. You know, it doesn't really matter which one you go for. You get the idea. So then we come on down this way. Easy does it. I love the engine braking. Oh, that's fantastic. I used to live near a... Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. And for those of you wondering, the paid promotion notification that came up at the beginning of the video is because in the description down below, you will find a link to Fanatical. I have an affiliation with them. If you use that link, I will earn a small commission on anything that you choose to purchase. But that is all we have got time for, so if you have enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.